Well, I'm continuing my investigation, as it were, or inquiry, I think is more apt, into the question of how do people become famous? How does fame alight upon a person? Some say if you work hard for it and you're met with the right opportunities, it's a combination of hard work and luck, or hard work and serendipity, or hard work and providence. However you view, stuff that's outside of your control that happens to you. That's sort of the standard answer. But it's been my general perspective on this matter that it's probably that kind of glib answer probably doesn't really cut it. Which is to say, well, my suspicion is that if you become if you become famous, if you become a celebrity, you either were it's either the result of having been promoted, having been plucked out and promoted by somebody who's already made, as it were. And I like to use the term, they talk about a made man. That's a mafia term. I think show business is like the mafia in just about every way, including the murder. And it seems to me that people who become famous, they're either plucked out and groomed. I know that's a weighted term these days, but I think I'm using it advisedly, just the same. Or the other possibility is that you show yourself extremely willing to do anything and to make any kind of sacrifice, and there's no limits to the kind of things that you will do for someone who who has the power to make you famous. And there's a lot that can be a lot that I will leave to the imagination there, but you basically get the gist of what I'm saying. You understand what's implied. So your mind can go in a lot of places, and I'm telling you, where the places where your mind goes, it's probably even worse than that. All right, so I've talked about a couple instances of this already. Most recently, I saw the documentary Sly about Sylvester Stallone on Netflix, and discussed how it purported to talk about or to cover his rise from obscurity to fame, but left out certain crucial parts of that story. And today, I'm not going to spend as much time on it, but I want to talk about the band Fountains of Wayne. We're kind of going from an extremely famous movie star to maybe more of a semi-famous, I don't want to say fringe, because they were legit. Like they had busted through to fame. I mean, they were playing on late night talk shows, and they had one song that charted, and even with the songs of theirs that weren't charting, they were still, their videos were being shown on MTV, and they were doing writing songs for movies, especially one of the two, Schlesinger, the Adam Schlesinger, who's written. Well, he died in 2020, but up to that point, he had written numerous songs for movies and TV shows, And so they were definitely in the club, even though they weren't really like conspicuous in the same way that Sylvester Stallone is conspicuous. I mean, if you saw the guys in Fountains of Wayne walking down the street, you probably wouldn't know who they were. And I might not know who they were. But I'm a fan of theirs. I like their music a lot. So they've basically come to an end because one of the two main guys, one of the main songwriters, died in 2020. They say of the you know what, but the Wu Flu. But I'm extremely skeptical about anything that's related to that particular psyop. So I don't know what he died of, but I believe that he's dead. I'll give them that much. And before that, before his death, I think the band had already petered out, and like they had sort of grown apart. That's the impression that I have. I think their last album was 2013 or so. But I really like their music. Very into harmonies, power pop. The whole power pop genre, which I've talked about before. But also they had some wry observational kind of takes on certain everyman's type of characters that sort of made them stand apart a little bit from other bands that were less. I don't know that were more generic in the kind of subject matter that they tended to cover, more forgettable. You heard a Fountains of Wayne song, and it's like, oh, that's an interesting circumstance, or that's relatable. Like their hit Stacy's Mom. I mean, most of us can relate to that, even if we haven't experienced it, we can relate to it. Being in a situation like that, and that's the way it was with most of their songs. That was part of their appeal for me, and I think for others, other fans of theirs. Anyhow, I was watching a documentary the other day, just something on YouTube that was about Fountains of Wayne, and their career, their rise to stardom. Of a sort, and I with the asterisk there that I covered earlier. There may not be, big movie stars, big names, big faces that you would recognize, but they are still definitely in the club. So how did they get in the club? Well, this documentary or this YouTube video, sort of semi-documentary, said that they were both, they knew each other in college, and they were playing in other bands, and then they got together and decided to record a demo tape of some of their songs. So they did that and sent off their demo tape on cassette, because this was the 90s. Just sent it to some major record label. And said, just sent it cold, according to what was, the information in this video. They just said, I guess, typed something up, "Dear Sirs, this is our music. Please, we appreciate you giving it a listen, and we look forward to hopefully working with you in the future if you can make use of our work," or whatever. Presumably with something like that. Some kind of note attached. And then the studio said, "Hey, you guys are good. We're going to sign you to a major record label. Welcome to the team, Fountains of Wayne." And I watched that part of the video flabbergasted, because it just doesn't work that way. Not in anything that I have ever observed. Okay, just make myself a little bit more comfortable here. There was a time when I was in a band, like I've said before, and dabbled in that scene. And I have a friend who's been in a band for a long, long time. And you know, and here's what I would say. If you're just somebody out in the American heartland, but you're a genius and you're really talented and you're writing songs that are just fantastic, very clever, very catchy, songs that anybody, you would imagine would get a following because it's good. It's going to appeal to people and so forth. Well, that doesn't matter. This is my experience. It doesn't matter how talented you are, and it doesn't matter how good your music is. If you just send it cold to some studio, they're not going to listen to it. Why are they going to listen to it to something recorded by a couple of nobodies out there in I don't know, wherever in New Jersey? I think that's where Fountains of Wayne were from. These are just a couple of guys from Jersey, so a couple of nobodies. What, so what? I don't want to. Don't bother. Don't waste my time with this crap. That's what the response would be, if there's any response at all. If it isn't just chucked in the wastebasket. But this documentary was trying to say that Fountains of Wayne got their big break when they sent their demo tape into the studio cold, just a cold send, presumably without any invitation. And whoever it was at the studio listened to it, liked it, and signed them. Something is missing from this story, okay? Because I know enough about how things work to know that it doesn't work that way. You have to have contacts. You have to, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I mean, that's part of why. That's part of, if I knew more of what the formula was, then it would be pointless for me. This is like an inquiry. This is an ongoing inquiry or investigation, I guess. Not really. I'm not really investigating. I'm not going and poking into places and shining my flashlight anywhere and confronting anybody and asking them pointed questions. But it's an inquiry in that I'm inquiring as to how this all happens, and I know for sure it sure as hell does not happen that way. No matter how good you are, and I think this could apply to other disciplines as well, to other other types of art out there. If you're a writer, you've just finished your manuscript, you send your manuscript to Random House saying, "To whom it may concern, I know y'all don't know me at all, but this is a manuscript I just finished, and I hope that you'll like it and maybe give it consideration to be published." You think you're going to hear back from them? I mean, you may get a form letter, you may get something like that begins with "Thank you for sending your blah blah blah." Whenever a letter that you get back starts with "Thank you," then it's "No way, loser. We don't want you." That's what they mean when they say thank you. But that didn't happen to Fountains of Wayne. Lucky them. Now, I like Fountains of Wayne. I'm glad that they were given a shot. I'm glad that their music is out there to be appreciated by lots of people. But I'm telling you, there's something missing from that story. And I don't know what it is, and I'll probably never know. But just don't bullshit me. Don't just tell me that you can send a demo tape. Because I was around in the 90s. I was in a band in the 90s. We had a demo tape that we recorded, and I don't think we sent it to like Capitol Records or anybody like that. But I know that I just know it doesn't work that way. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to register that. Just there's again, just like with the Sly documentary, there's something missing there. There's some part of the story that they're not telling us. And who knows if Adam Schlesinger's death might be in some way tied in to the biz. I'm not alleging anything. I'm just, I don't know. Like I said before, I think show business is like the mafia in just about every way, including the murder part. Am I saying Adam Schlesinger was murdered? No. But I'm open to the possibility that he was. I don't know. If anybody has any thoughts about this, please feel free to leave your comments below. Thank you for watching.